Thanks to Bayi for sponsoring today's video. Hi guys, Hayley here, and welcome to the spooky zone. And I say that because in today's video, I will be unboxing a series of loosely spooky, Halloween, horror, that kind of vibe related anime figures. And I'm really excited. I've recently noticed that I enjoy kind of horror themed anime figures or anime figures that are a little bit weird. I think I noticed this when the Kalne Union Creative Miku got a re-release, and I was like, I love her. And I also love her crab version, specifically the nurse one, which I'm now on the hunt for, but that just led me down a rabbit hole of looking at horror figures, and specifically the Kotobukiya Horror Bishoujo line, of which I have one to unbox today, and then the rest of the figures today are also like loosely horror themed, so I thought let's throw them all together and do an unboxing video. I wouldn't call myself a big horror movie fan, but I'd like to. I was really terrified of horror movies for like the first 15 years of my life, and I didn't really work up the nerve to watch any until I was like a late teenager. So now I have a lot of horror movies to catch up on. So even now there's a lot of classics that I haven't seen that I do enjoy watching because it's like, oh, I get these references now. Yeah, so I'd love any horror movie recommendations. My favorite genre, I think, is kind of like psychological. Like I really like Midsummer. Watched that one recently, really like that. But yeah, anyway, enough about the films, let's get into PVC plastic. So first up today, we have the figure in here, which is one that I picked up off of Bayi, the sponsor of today's video. Here it is. You can probably tell what it is. Oh my god, I'm gonna take it out of the plastic. This is the Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and this is a part of Kotobukiya's Horror Bishoujo series. Oh my god. So honestly, I feel like I've been sleeping on the Horror Bishoujo line for a while now. I do have one. I have the Pennywise, which I love. It's beautiful. I really, really like that figure. But I was actually never really intending on getting any of the other ones until recently. Yeah, I just had another look at all of the designs and I realized that I want like a lot of them. I really, really want the Edward Scissorhands, but that one is really expensive. I also really, really want the Chucky one. Oh my god, it's so cute with the... I love it, but it's also really expensive. I also dig the Michael Myers, the Freddy Krueger, and the Beetlejuice one. I mean, that I basically listed like the entire line of these figures. I don't know, I do really like all of their designs, and I think Kotobukiya does a great job with these figures, so yeah, I'm gonna add them all to my wish list and see how I go. But today, I have one of the cheaper ones that you can get, and that is Leatherface. So Kotobukiya actually have two Leatherface figures. I really like the face of the newer one, but I like the outfit and pose of this one more. So maybe I'll get both, but I liked this one slightly more, so I went for this one. So I picked this one up off of Yahoo Japan auctions for about 12,000 yen, which is very close to retail. I think this one retailed for 12,800 yen. So really, really banger price for a figure. And yeah, let's just open them. Her. Leatherface. Just getting all the plastic off, but the chainsaw is perfect already. Oh my god, as expected. I love this figure. So this design is based off of a Shinya Yamashita illustration. I think they do all of the Bishoujo illustrations for Kotobukiya, which are amazing. And the design is phenomenal. So they took some liberties and they put Bubba in just a shirt. She's a bit thick. So I'm in love with the design. I'm also so impressed by the sculpting of all of the fabric and all of the different textures as well. The coloring is so well done, especially the blood. They use this particularly glossy paint, which really makes the blood stand out. The one thing I'm a little bit hung up on this figure is the facial expression. She looks a little bit high. Like, I think she's supposed to look like she's just like out of control, but she just looks a little high and sleepy. But I guess that's kind of creepy in a way. Of course, this wouldn't be a Leatherface figure if she didn't come with her human skin mask, which is a separate headpiece that looks really creepy. Yeah, it's perfect. I love all of the movie details that Kotobukiya threw in as well, like keeping the tie design, the charm bracelet, just like teeth and bones on the ground. And like I said earlier, I love the chainsaw, it's perfect. And it actually says on Kotobukiya's site for it that they turned the chainsaw from the movie into 3D data and then adjusted it to the scale of the statue in order to retain the authenticity, which, I don't know, I love that someone 3D scanned the chainsaw in so they would be like perfectly scaled for this little queen. I also love her boots. I think they are iconic and I would love to own a pair of boots like these. I would wear them all the time. Maybe with pants and not like a blood-covered apron, but yeah. I love this figure. Horror Bishoujo line. So good. I love it. Honestly, and at 12,000 yen, this is such a steal. If you like pretty anime girls and horror movies and you like the combination of both of those things, here you go. Match made in heaven. I think I'd like to collect more from the series, but some of the earlier ones have quite high aftermarket prices like I mentioned, so we will see how that goes. Before we move on to the next figure, just a quick word from the sponsor of today's video, Buyee. So Buyee is a Japanese proxy shipping service which lets you buy things from Japan-only stores and then they will help ship them to you. And that's exactly how I picked up beautiful Leatherface. I was able to snag a great price and then Buyee helped ship the figure to me. Through Buyee, you can browse many sites such as Yahoo Japan Auctions, Rakuten, Makiri, Amazon JP, and many more. Once you find the item you like, Buyee will handle any bidding and domestic shipping for you. This is particularly helpful when you don't know much Japanese, and Buyee also offers a ton of additional services such as package consolidation, snipe bidding, and setting up filters for email alerts. Which is really dangerous because I just set up a new email filter for Kotobukiya Horror Bishoujo figures. Buyee offers a large array of international shipping options such as DHL, FedEx, EMS, and Surface. So if you'd like to get your very own freaky horror anime girl figure, then feel free to use a coupon code in my link for 2,000 yen off of your first purchase with Buyee. Thanks again to Buyee for sponsoring today's video. I just noticed this extra detail on the box of the date. So unnecessary, but like so nice. All right, let's move on from Hollywood horror to anime horror with this Rena figure from Higurashi. So I definitely need to watch more horror anime. I tend to just gravitate more towards horror manga than anime, but I did really enjoy Higurashi when I gave it a go in the last few months. I also like that it's kind of creepy because she's got her like machete behind her back despite the rest of her looking really cute. So the specs, if we can call it that, of this figure. This is a 1/7 figure by Miyuki, which I think is a bit of a newer figure manufacturer. I think they only make Higurashi figures, if I remember correctly. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out. Now, I am quite upset to report that there are 2 versions of this figure. So this one went up for pre-order, and then I think she came out, and then they put up a tragedy version of the figure, which is essentially the same figure, but she's got blood splatters on her, and her eyes like look a little more dead than this. And it's a shame because I pre-ordered this one, I got this one, but I would have rathered the tragedy one. It's just a little bit more edgy, but I've got this one. Yeah, they kind of pulled a tiger bunny move on us. This girl retailed for 14,300 yen, which I think is kind of expensive for a 1/7 of a fairly simple figure, but I also think that that is maybe just like the market price for 1/7 figures nowadays. I don't know. Might be dangerous to me, but let's get her out of the box. Alright, first up we have the base. It's incredibly boring. It's just a black plate. Here is Rena. She looks very cute until you see what she's holding. So immediately, I really love the pose of this figure. I think it's so cute. I guess I didn't realize until this figure, but I really like poses where they're looking like over their shoulder. I don't know, it's cute. The quality is pretty nice. I think the sculpting is really nice. Even though Rena is in a pretty simple outfit, I think they did a good job of introducing kind of dynamic and movement into her dress. And all of the sculpting is pretty tight and neat. I think the coloring is also pretty good. There is some shading of slight purples in the white and in her boots as well. Nothing too amazing, but I'm not disappointed for 14,000 yen. The one thing that I'm slightly not happy about, and I couldn't really tell this from the pictures, but there's some weird sculpting going on with her like bra area that just like, that's not how fabric works. It doesn't just mold to your tits. Like, gravity's a thing unless you're fashion taping. I don't know, but you can't really tell from the side, but from the front it just looks a little weird. Like, why is the fabric doing that? But apart from that, I think she looks really cute. I think they nailed her expression, her hair, her dress, her outfit, everything. And I love the little machete in the back. I do wish I got the tragedy version. And it's so similar that I can't convince myself to buy it because I would have to sell this one, and I feel like this one will tank given that there's the tragedy version. I just like that one more. It's just a little more edgy. I mean, you know me. I've got the Leatherface. I'm all about edge now. I don't know. But yeah, if you like Rena, if you like the look of this figure, I would recommend it. The quality is pretty nice. But yeah, maybe get the tragedy version instead. Also, if you've got any good horror anime recommendations, please link them down below because I do want to watch more horror anime. Moving on to our next figure, what's spookier than a succubus? A small succubus. I don't know, it's not very spooky at all. It's just very adjacently horror themed, I guess. Succubi, are they horror? We're gonna say they are so I can unbox her in this video. So this is the 1/7 Loli succubus from Konosuba, from this one episode where I don't even really remember it. I think they like conjure in this succubus girl and she's just like there. I didn't have this figure pre-ordered because I was very much on the fence about it. I thought she was too expensive and I was just a bit of a niche character from Konosuba as well, but I thought she was pretty cute. But eventually I didn't pre-order her, and she recently came out, and I saw that her prices were dropping a little bit. And I also recently realized that I really like kneeling or crouching figures because I have a few of my ladies. Because I have a few kneeling ladies in this shelf, you can see Chio there. And I like playing with the height of the figures, especially in a detolf display. So I kind of wanted her to join my army of like kneeling or squatting ladies. So she retailed for 13,800 yen, which is kind of expensive. But again, is that just like standard market price for a 1/7 figure? I don't know. She's very small. But let me get her open. So here is her base. It's purple and it comes with generic magic summoning circle stuff. All right, here she is. She's very small. And honestly, she's okay. The quality is definitely not as good as I would like it to be for 13,000 yen. It's very average. Yeah, I'm not blown away by the quality. The sculpting is okay, a little rough in a few places, and the coloring is meh. Like, a few parts of this figure are giving me like prize figure energy. Really the only thing going for this figure is how cute the original design is. I do really like her hair, face, and horns. That part of the figure is really cute, but the outfit and body part, I'm not that impressed with at all. Yeah, I definitely don't think she's worth 13,000 yen. I think she does the job, and again, like I said, the design of it is so cute, just the execution is not great. She's definitely the worst quality-wise of all of my kneeling ladies. I've not been too happy with Phat Company lately. I don't have too many figures by Phat Company, but I guess I had the sense that they take so long to manufacture their figures, and I guess they delay their figures by a lot, that I was hoping the quality would be really good when you finally get them. And it kind of sucks that sometimes they're not. Yeah, so I might have to readjust my figure manufacturer expectations a little. Also, upon reflection, the phrase "my kneeling ladies" is a little super bad out of context. Alright, and now let's move on to the last figure I have to unbox today. And what is scarier to a figure collector than an Aniplex exclusive? Yeah, I find Aniplex exclusive figures quite scary as an Australian because they're quite hard to get and shipped to me affordably. But we have the 1/7 scale painted figure Sakura Grail of Makiri version by Aniplex. And obviously this is an Aniplex exclusive. You had to buy her through the Aniplex store or a, I don't know, authorized retailer of Aniplex, which are hard, like they're just expensive and harder to get. I really dig this design of Sakura when she's like cursed by the Grail or whatever, and I think that it's spooky enough that I could put her in this spooky themed video because she looks like an absolute badass, evil, spooky entity, Grail cursed queen. I've had this figure pre-ordered for a long time now. I think as soon as she went up for pre-order, I bought her. I'm pretty sure it's manufactured by Stronger, who is one of my favorite figure manufacturers, so I'm really excited to open her up and see the quality. This figure did retail for 22,000 yen, which is by far the most expensive figure we've opened, and it's very expensive. I kind of justified it because I thought that the way that the dress has all of the strands and details is very intricate, so it's a more expensive figure, but it is very expensive. So let's see if it's worth the hefty price tag. I've got to be really careful with this figure because of all of her delicate dress strands. Let me try and not break her. Oh my god. What the hell? She's amazing. I love that they have managed to suspend her up with her dress, and the dress comes out of the base and it's so seamless and beautiful. I am just in awe, like, absorbing this figure. This figure's... So first and foremost, the sculpting of this figure is amazing. I'm super impressed by all these dress ribbons that they've put in. Also how they've managed to incorporate that into holding her up and coming out of the base. There was no construction or assembly required, she just came out. Obviously it's very fragile, so I do need to be careful, but the impact of looking at it is amazing. The painting is also super impressive on this figure. Each ribbon is beautifully surrounded by a very delicate red strand. Also, the textures of the ribbon, they're really nice and shiny at the ends, but matte when they're closer to, Sakura's body, and that's so cool. I think they also nailed Sakura's expression and hair. She looks deliciously evil in her expression, and I love all of the like the red veiny paint they have coming off of her body. I was a little worried that at 22K I wouldn't be happy with the figure and its impact, but I'm really impressed and I really like this figure. I'm very happy that I pre-ordered her. I think she's beautiful. Oh my god. I'm not sure how much she goes for. I think Aniplex exclusives tend to go up in price just because people tend to forget to pre-order them because they're just on the Aniplex store. But if she looks like something you'd like, I definitely recommend grabbing it. It's beautiful. Oh, the way the strands weave through her legs, it's stunning. So she also comes with a Saber Alta base piece and these two butterfly base pieces. Because she's supposed to go with another Aniplex Saber Alta figure, and when you display them together and add the butterfly pieces, they have a joint butterfly base, which is super cute. But I don't think I'm gonna be grabbing the Saber Alta figure. I don't know what it is with like Saber Alta figures where she's in her like armor. They just don't appeal to me. And no matter how cool the figure is, I just never seem to want to pick it up. Unfortunately, my Sakura is gonna go it solo and she's not gonna have her butterfly friend. Anyway, those are all of the spooky-ish figures I had to unbox today. Please let me know which one was your favorite. And again, any horror movie or horror anime or horror manga, whatever recommendations, please let me know. I'd love to absorb more scary stuff to keep me up at night. I do have a Patreon and I post some exclusive videos on there sometimes that won't make it onto YouTube if you'd like to check that out. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye! Huge thank you to Honey, Mr. Dan, Neonya, Furkan, Retro Richie, Sleepy Quinny, Rurika, Eduardo, Tattletale, as well as all these beautiful names on the screen.